Can want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud down. Yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make we shout. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come, man of the masses. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo, my ego die the political. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo, this one not they off in mind. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo, person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you loud. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you. Mayegun la wa mo la mo do. Mayegun do Mayegun la wa mo la mo do. Mayegun diary, Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary.
Good afternoon to you, good morning to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Mayegun diary, oh base, ani Mayegun ma wí. Mayegun diary, ó sì tún ṣe wà á gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Share the broadcast, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them that Mayegun is here. Yeah, it is Sunday. It should have been a Sunday sermon, but it will be all join tonight.
Ani Mayegun la wa mo do. Mayegun diary, Ani ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Mayegun ti dé.
Tell them.
Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Mayegun ti dé. Ani ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Ani ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé.
Wow, this is an awesome sight to behold. Yoruba nations are here. I'm telling you, this is no longer a joke, man. Look at the Yoruba nation in full force, and the Biafrans are here. Yoruba nation, respect my brother. You can see it's no longer a joke. Yoruba nations are ready to go. They cannot be in our forest, and they are telling us to come and conduct election with them. They are terrorists and criminals. They can't be in our forest. You can see it's no longer a joke, man. This is Yoruba nation, man. I tell you. This is Yoruba nation. It's happening here live. This is down in streets. Down in streets. You can see. It's not a joke. You in Nigeria talking about election. You are wasting your fucking time. Look at it, this Yoruba nation. It's not a joke, man. Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd, man. This is awesome. This is awesome. Yoruba nation is ready to go. Yoruba nations are ready to go. Yoruba nations are ready to go, man. I'm telling you. This is no longer a joke, man. Wow. This is Awesome. They can't be in our forest and they want us to conduct election with them. They want to kill us all. No, it's not going to continue. Everyone is going. Biafra is going. The Oduduwas are going. This is no longer a joke. The national anthem of Oduduwa is going on. You can see, this is down the street here in London. I tell you, man, this is not a joke. Oduduwa nation are ready to go. They are ready to go. If you are still doubting it, you are wasting your time. If you are still doubting it, it's for your own peril. Oduduwa nation are ready to go. I tell you, this is not a joke. It's not a joke.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí pa ayé ìṣúra jù aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò ayé ìṣúra jù.
Thank you. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live. 24 years ago, in what will be just about 3 weeks from now, it will be exactly 24 years that Shifemke Abiola died. July the 7th, 1998. And that is the beginning or the journey towards this demonstration of craze that you call democracy in Nigeria today. I have a name for it, a dictatorial democracy given to us by a selected military crooks under Abdulsalami Abubakar in 1998 after the death of Abiola. And what happened? Before the death of Abiola, Yorubas were rallied all home and abroad. Yorubas all over the world were rallied together in unison to demand for the freedom of Abiola, not just Yorubas. Well, cut across there, we can say Nigerians, but Yorubas in particular. Afenifere became prominent. Their own leaders, they became the target of the junta that jailed Abiola. So when Abiola died, it was easier to tell the Yorubas that we're done with Nigeria. Some of you were not born then, especially if you are between the ages of, 18 and 24. You're probably so young. Even if you are between the ages of 18 and 28, you probably still very much young. You wouldn't understand. I was younger, but not too young. I could remember the campaign of the Afeniferes, including Tifnumbu and many of those who later made names in Nigeria dictatorial democracy experience in the last 23 years. They said, they killed Abiola. That's it. We are done. And it was going to happen until this junta in their own crooked way, decided that they were going to keep the Yorubas. They were going to keep us part of Nigeria. How? They've been shouting democracy, democracy. Give it to them. If they are part of it, if they validate it from the start, they will find it difficult to exit. And that's exactly what happened. And that is why today, when you talk about a democracy without the people's, without the people's contribution to it, that is not democracy. It is called dictatorial democracy. Somebody is going to be dictating. What's going to happen? From the word go, the crooks who are Yorubas among us, who bought debate, who took debate. Oh, democracy. Yeah, that's it. That's what we wanted. We don't want military. They killed Abiola. What the hell? We want democracy. So they did a crooked arrangement and they released a man on the death row. A Yoruba man, a Yoruba former head of state himself, Oban Shojo or Oban Shejo, Oban Paro. They had to release him, right? He was on a death row for planning a coup against Abacha. His own friend, Yaradua, already died in the prison. But to keep the Yorubas as part of this new arrangement, this new democracy, this Fulani military terrorists at the time, they coined their own democracy. They wrote the constitution. Nobody knew anything about it, not even the politicians. As long as they will give them the chance to be in power, everything else doesn't matter or didn't matter. Obasanjo was released as a gift to Yorubas to keep being part of Nigeria. 23 years after that, 24 years after Abiola died, your democracy has no choice, rigged, and remained dictatorial. A system that normally, by now, you would think, oh, democracy of 23 years, the people should be able to at least practice something. Oh, I don't live in London, sorry. I live in Scotland, okay? So Scotland from London is about 11 hours away, all right? However, I pretty much give my support to every rally that I could, and I attend as many as I could as well. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry if you probably didn't see me today. You know what I mean? So we have a Layla, and I can't really go anywhere now. I mean, seriously, I can't really go anywhere, any serious thing for the next 6 months. I'm even considering leaving my job just to take care of my daughter. So it's so much to handle here. And trust me, I will be there if I could. But if you don't understand, well, I don't owe you any explanation than that. And you have my support if you want that, as in. So yeah, I wasn't there. However, let's continue. The democracy was meant to be a system of choice, whereby interesting, anything that has to do with, important things that has to do with people themselves can be put forward before the election. You know what I mean? If you go for an election, you should know what you are voting for. What are you voting for? You're voting for electricity. You are voting for water. You are voting for healthcare. You are voting for education. You are voting for all these things. Same thing they promised you in 1999. So the democracy is pretty much like people have no choice. They just follow whatever is outlined for them. The moment you begin to question what is outlined for you to follow, then you become a rebel. Then you become the enemy of the system. Now, no matter how rigged the system is, rigged against you, sadly, you have no say. That's exactly what a dictatorial democracy is. In Nigeria today, you have on their record, in their own record, they said that the young people actually make up the largest part of the population. Put it in numbers. 75% of the population in Nigeria are young people. People between the ages of 0 and 35. For real, young people. But guess what? They were supposed to form the largest base of electoral base of that country. But you know what happened? Because it is a dictatorial democracy, which you have come to see as a ritual every 4 years. Let's just do it, and God will touch their hearts. So young people have completely either weaponized to maintain the status quo that is rigged against them, or that's going to take everything away from them, or continue to take everything away from them, weaponized to use them against, or completely disconnected, never to get them interested, no real education to make them feel like, oh, because it is not their democracy. It is a dictatorial one that nobody has a say other than the gatekeepers, the owners of Nigeria. And if you see through very well, you realize that some of those who have become rebels, call us rebels, those who have seen through the charade and who don't want to be part of that, every 4 years a ritual that will end at nothing, continue to spread the message and say, listen, see through this and choose what you probably think is for you. So far, so good. The democracy in Nigeria is, apart from it being, dictated by the power that be, as they call themselves. You don't see them, but they are there. They sponsor those who go out there to make your laws. They sponsor those who are supposed to gather intelligence and defend everyone. All that matters is the interest of those minute number of people who don't even identify themselves as Christians or Muslims. Seriously, when it comes to this sharing formula, this Nigeria project. But a segment of it, young people, who have been left out of the entire system. They are only called upon whenever they are needed to be weaponized in order to be used in weaponizing the interest of this minute few. A dictated system. Now, if you now look at all of the, rancors, the vision, all of the agitation, call it, and all that are now coming to surface today, you will realize that these individual groups of those who have disconnected themselves with this arranged contraption called Nigeria, you will see that these groups are populated by young people. The young people who feels like, of course, this is not what we want. This is never going to be what we want. This Nigeria is never going to be what we wanted. That division, you can see through that, right? Now, you have no choice. A democracy that has no choice except what is given to you is not a democracy. The demography that is left behind or left out of the entire system are expected to rebel against a system that has kept them completely underdeveloped. Now, that's what you are witnessing today. 24 years after MKO Abiola died, those who told us then that what we needed wasn't military, but democracy. Those who told us then that what Yorubas wanted or needed then to achieve our full potential in that project Nigeria wasn't military. It was democracy. Then it was going to be restructured Nigeria. 24 years of those crooks telling you about restructuring. It has now come to light to most of us who are young people that it's been a business. It's been like a business line. Oh, let's do restructuring. Then the people will feel like, oh yeah, let's do it. Now, the young people have completely seen the lies and they don't want to be part of it, right? And that's why you're witnessing what you are witnessing today. 24 years after those who told us then that once the military are gone, then we can have a government where you have a choice, you have a say, whether you are young or you are old, whether you are rich or you are poor, whether you are from the north or you are from the south, whether you are a Christian or whether you are a Muslim or you have no religion at all. But today, every one of them who is now talking about democracy, every one of them who is telling you to continue to endure democracy, all these crooks who have benefited from this disjointed, mismanaged Nigeria, who have been telling you, oh, let's manage it. They are no longer talking about that equality anymore. They are talking about sacrifice. Even when they brought change, oh, we need change. When you gave them that opportunity to give you that change, then they turned it around and they said, the change begins with you. Those who told us then that Yorubas will do better on our own, especially the regions will do better on our own if we do away with the military. They got the power. They are now the preachers of one Nigeria, one not working, one ununited, one disjointed Nigeria, because it pays their bills. But please, look beyond the rhetorics. Look beyond the photo ops. Look beyond the look good images that they are painting. Look beyond all those flowering, speeches from these crooks, as they will come to you in different shapes and sizes, different colors in these coming weeks. They have been coming to you. Many of you are already pitching your tent to them. But look at them. It is what that benefits them is that one Nigeria. But when you look critically well, you realize that validating that for them is just renewing your sufferings. You have no real choice. Something is brewing that I've told you a few times that you shouldn't look away from. But democracy was supposed to grant you that liberty of choice. Part of the liberty of choice is when people say the genesis of all the problems in Nigeria is the haphazardly put together fake book called Constitution, put together by Abdusalami Abubakar's junta to act as the law book for the entire 200 million people, 6 regions, 774 local governments as they've segmented every one of us. A fraudulent book, haphazardly put together to achieve a name. 24 years after that, nobody among those who were up in arms against Nigeria's system in 1990, from 1993 to 1998, until they gained power, until they became what they condemned. 24 years of a fraudulent lie that has divided us more than united us. Why are we divided? Injustice, inequality, unfair treatment of one another, the dominance and the attempt to dominate one ethnic trying to dominate the other, injustice here and there, where people have been told to lick their wounds in the name of unity and forget them, no closure, right? And then they gave you this unworkable book. 24 years after that, they are telling you they are still promising us electricity. They are still promising us good health care. They are still promising us education for our children. They are still promising us an industrialized Nigeria. They are still promising you, the young people, jobs that will never come. They are still promising you a lot. 24 years after they said the same thing. They told you you've made a lot of progress. No, you've not. You've digressed so much, and you can tell why. Validating them every 4 years is a ritual that sometimes you are going to say enough at some point. And that clocking time is here. And you're going to get to that point, you're going to feel like, hey, you still can't elect your leaders freely. You still can't conduct election freely. You still can't count your votes freely. And you still can't use your own judicial system judiciously. There is no legality in your legal system. It is pretty much like a dog eats dog. Today, the young people, listen to this. So we have, if you talk about Biafra, what is going on? Why are the young people looking for Biafra? They have been disconnected with the system that some of you are completely trying and struggling to keep together, lying to ourselves, pretending that it's going to work. We just need the change of personnel. All we needed is a change of personnel. Once we change the personnel, then the system is going to change. You are lying to yourselves, and you've lied for 24 years, 24 solid years. Then the young people who are tired, they saw hope somewhere else, that some of you who felt like your one Nigeria is an El Dorado that requires a lot of prayer and sacrifices, and you've sacrificed millions of people. You have sacrificed millions of young blood to keep this fraudulent charade together. 24 years after all the killings, I mean, minus all the 60 years, I mean, the whole 60 years, 24 years since they told you that you could undo yourself, you could undo your own affair, you could do better if you have a democracy. 24 years after that, you've been spilling blood to keep Nigeria together. 24 years, you've not been able to do it. 24 years, young people have said that, well, they saw Biafra. Wow, we will do this. I mean, if we die for days, it's worth it. And you are finding that ridiculous. You are finding that strange. Some of you are finding that shocking. You are the shocking thing here. There are 24 years you have been living on a renewed ritual that never gives you anything but misery, death, poverty, corruption that continue to repeat itself in our different tongues. We grew up to know about it. We grew up to understand it. Corruption, impunity, ethnicism, tribalism, religion. You know what? All those stuffs that kept us that have kept us completely down for 24 years. They are giving you the same thing. Then some young people feels like, no, I would rather die for Biafra than die trying to keep a united Nigeria that is never united. Injustice doesn't unite people. Unfair treatment is never going to unite people. Lack of empathy, sympathy for others will never unite the people. You see, mancho, there's a name they call it, a sociopath. Give me a name. They call it a sociopath. When you feel like some people deserve the cruelty of the system that is so cruel to you in a different way. But you see the cruelty to others and you feel like they deserve it. Come on, man. Such system will never breed patriotic citizens. It's going to breed, which is what Nigeria has breeded. It's going to breed people who hate the place that they should call the country, because it's never going to be a country. A contraption that is ready to kill you and deny you in death. That is never going to be a country. So you are not seeing it through that when you preach unity. Let's come together. You can't elect your leaders. Let's come together and elect good people. Even electing good people with a bad system that you are ignoring is still going to give you a bad result. Seriously. Young people who are tired in their millions, they saw light in Biafra struggle. You laugh at them. You should be laughing at yourselves for believing the same old lies and believing that you are smart, doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result. Come on, man. Think about that. So they saw Biafra, and some of them feels like, if I die for it, I would appreciate that so much than to die for Nigeria without anybody even identifying, or die for Nigeria and be counted as a statistic. Hello. Many of us are going to die for no just reasons in the hands of a poor healthcare system, in the hands of the poor security system, in the hands of the terrorists that are being pampered by the system. And we are just going to end up as statistics. Seriously. We are going to end up as statistics. I am not a son of somebody from the government. I am not a son of, a relative of somebody from the authority, or somebody who is influential rather. So, or somebody who has a name. So many of you who would die and will be called statistics. 75 people died in the tanker fire along Otedola Bridge in Lagos. 75 human beings. Statistics. Do they not have names? Are they not supposed to be the humans who were like alive a moment ago, but born to death? But in Nigeria, they are just statistics. There is no media that is interested in, can you give us the name of all those 75 people? Nobody really cares. That is Nigeria. But you see, in Biafra, almost 55 years after Nigeria massacred over 5 million of them. Do you know, even though Nigeria said no winner, no vanquish, the Biafrans never forgot the names of all those killed. Yes, they didn't. And they will never. You know why?
Because Nigeria made them that. Nigeria will make you think you don't matter until you think you do. And just like young people who are today saying they are not interested in PDP, they are not interested in APC, they are now for Peter Obi, that too is a good thing. Just same way, young people have continually to support our own Omoyele Sowore, believing that they would rather waste every of their resources, every of their energy for a candidate or a somebody like Omoyele Sowore, a somebody like a Kingsley Mohalu, than for them to spend a little tiny minute defending the same rogues who brought us to this stage. Nigeria will forget about you. But it's getting to that stage where young people are now dropping that lie of that one Nigeria, united Nigeria. Let us come together and pray for Nigeria bullshit. Seriously. There are young people who are, you may say they are inconsequential. You may say their wish is just a mirage. You may continually dispel them or disprove them, or you may continually ignore them. But you know what? You can only continue to live in denial of this, because they are right there before your faces, right there in your faces every now and then, and you continue to ask yourselves, why can't this Biafrans just come together and let's work for Nigeria? That's to tell you, you identify they are there. Young people who are tired of this nonsense. And they are increasing every day. They are not reducing. Listen to this. There are also young people from elsewhere. The Yorubas. You are a Yoruba man, I'm a Yoruba man. You are a Yoruba leader, I'm a Yoruba leader. You are whatever you call yourself as a Yoruba, you would never you would never deny the fact that there are young Yorubas now who are beginning or who have questioned the idea behind one Nigeria and what exactly is the position of the Yorubas in the interest of the Yorubas in that one Nigeria. They've been asking questions, and guess what? Majority of you who are pro-Nigeria, one Nigeria, let us go and do election, this and that. You've not been able to give them the answers. You've just been like waving them by one and like they are wasting their time. But this is the problem. You are not looking at it the way you should. You have 24 years of democracy. It didn't unite the people. It divided them more. Have you asked yourself why? It's because this democracy is dictatorial. It wasn't of the people, by the people, or for the people. Yeah? Democracy, they say, is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But when this dictatorial democracy you have in Nigeria that has denied you the genuine citizenship, the genuine right as a citizen of a country, something that gives you some sort of a bit of protection, and say, oh, I'm in Nigeria, I'm safe. Oh, this happened to me in America. Why? Oh, why don't you just go back home? It's safer at home. 24 years, it didn't give you all of that. Democracy made us poorer. Rather than it to be the government of the people, for the people, by the people, it became the government of the elite, for the elite, by the elite. It became the government of the crooked, by the crooked, and for the crooked. It became the government of the, these criminals, for the criminals, and by the criminals, only for you, just to validate their criminality every now and then. Then afterwards, you go back and ask, God, why? We prayed, we fasted and we fasted. God, why did you have to do this to us? And that's why I told you then that if you pay attention very well, using religion to hoodwink you into choosing these roads under a rigged system that you are not paying attention to is like a double suicide. I don't know what a name to give to it. Double suicide. You want something good? You can't get something good through something terrible. No, you can't. You have to do away with something so terrible that has proved itself for 24 years. 24 years, man. Come on, man. 24 solid years. It has proved to be terrible. You can't get anything good from that. You have to do away with it. But in a democracy, you are supposed to have that choice. Honestly speaking, oh, we want a Biafra, we want a Yoruba nation, we want a regionalism, we want a restructuring. These are democratic terms. Honestly speaking, except in Nigeria, which is not democracy. You know it, I know it, it's become something else. Democracy left Greece, went to America, gave birth to different Peking. Top two were Democrat, Republican. Democracy travel. He entered Britain. They gave it a name. And guess what? They made it their own when it got to Nigeria. They gave you a dictatorial democracy, educated people, lawyers. I once asked myself, why are you studying laws in Nigeria when what actually makes you a lawyer is the law of the country and the code that you write through that law? But that law should automatically comes from the people. The edict of independence. I don't even know if now edict that they call them or what's an act of independence or an article of independence. So just give it any name. Something that comes from the people, stated by the people, dictated by the people, becomes a law and it is binding on the people. That's how you can make a democracy yours. But you don't have one. You have dictatorial democracy. That your judiciary is absolutely nothing in this whole thing. In a democracy, you have in a federal system of government, right? I mean, I did government in school. They lied to me. They lied to you. If you're one of those government students, I was the best government student in my set. Go and verify. Seriously. I was the best. Not that I was one of the best. Odogbolu Grammar School. Go and verify. I was the best government student in my school. Everything I read about in government subject, everything I read, they lied to me. They lied to us. The education they gave to us, they lied to us. Because when you put what they told you, when you put it when you put it side by side in practice, oh man, it is heartbreaking. Then you come to term what I just told you right now. It's their own democracy. It's dictatorial. It's not about you. It's not for you. It's not by you. Until you make it yours. You can choose your leaders. Federal system of government. Oh, they say the president, I mean, the executive, the legislature, the judiciary. The executive is going to, the legislature will make law. The judiciary will interpret it. The executive will execute it. And there is something called checks and balances. Oh man, that should have been democracy, but it is not in Nigeria. It is a winner takes it all. That is why ethnic, tribal dominance, religious dominance, ethnic dominance, tribal dominance, and all of this madness actually are those who dictate their politics, who becomes what and when. It's not you, not me, not any one of us. If they say we need to work together and build this democracy, tell them they are lying to you. You are not building any democracy. You are building a fiefdom for the limited, the crooked numbers of people who are benefiting from the charade. 24 years they lied to us. 24 years. 24 years. And they want you and I to put all of that together, to continue to put that together for them. And when you begin to question that, they say, oh, no, come on. God is the one that chooses leaders. What a way to lie to people. God chooses the leaders. Could God hate you, hate us so much? Have you asked yourself that? Could God have hated Nigeria so much? They continue to give you terrible people. No. It's not God. That's manipulative. That's deceitful. And it is unforgiving the moment you find out. For every one of us who is religious, you see them today, they are throwing it in their democracy. They are throwing Muslim, Christian ticket. You are going to be emotionally drained into it. They are going to sap your faith. They're going to manipulate you. They're going to rob you and rob you. You're going to end up in their dragnet. That's not democracy. That is dictatorial demonstration of craze. So I was telling you something earlier. The young people who are tired are beginning to, pitch their tents and different kind of other things that is completely different. So I told you, you can't get something good from something terrible. You see what you have right now, whether na APC, PDP, PDP, ANPP, PDP or this or that, you can tell the two leprous fingers who are just like the puppets in the hand of their puppet masters, the puppeteer. He who pays the pipers dictates the tunes. If you want a puppet to dance for you, pay the puppeteer. If you want something better, discard the system that tells you or dictates for you or outline or gives you the rule book of what to do to make Nigeria better. The young people are disagreeing now. And that's why I said, listen, if you are one of those who believe that the system is rigged, whatever solution you want to bring upon as it is, let us break everything up. Yes, let's break everything up. I'm with you. Let us chase these criminals away and then take your country back. When you say that, I'm with you. Whatever you do to do away with the rot that has legalized inequality, and they have told you to learn how to live with it. Once you disagree with that, once you say no and you stand your ground, you are my friend. I'll be your friend. Because you cannot get something good from something terrible. No, you can't. And that's exactly what Nigeria represents. They will milk our differences. But if you pay attention very well, you can tell those who are done with a rigged system that will continue to give you dismissal, no matter under what disguise that they come to you, you will not take it as a young people. And that's why I want to address the young people. The democracy you have right now is not yours or your making or those before you. Therefore, this one has no future for you. They have you as a statistic. Oh man, look at it. If you are 24 years old, how disappointing is it going to be now that you have discovered that these guys have no real future for you, except you decide to choose what your future is going to be? So what are you going to choose? A fraudulent one Nigeria that the same rogues who brought us to this state would love to remain same for their own benefits and their cronies, while you continue to be the victims? Or you want something better, something that you can own, something you can call yours, and something you can make possible? I mean, you should make that possible. If I want something for myself, I will do anything to make it happen under the law. 24 years of democracy has brought us nothing. Do you want to be part of another 24 years of a misery? Or you rather chart a new course? Somebody like myself, I want to live in a peaceful, progressive Yoruba land where I don't have to worry about any external influence or dictate, where I can handle the thieves who have the audacity to steal from us and flaunt the same in our own nation, Yoruba nation. I want that. I will promote that. I will share that with my brethren. I will tell them the goodness of Yoruba nation. I will tell them the goodness of one language. I will tell them the beautiful thing we can do together if we all agree to chart our own destiny and pursue it, work for it. I would love to do that, which is exactly what I am doing. And I would love to do that, especially to say your democracy is actually democracy and not dictatorial democracy where people will have to kill you for wanting something different from what they have given to you. They gave you this, and they are telling you that you have to make it work. You have no idea what they gave to you. How the hell are you going to make it work? 24 years. Can you pinpoint any progress at all? So as a Yoruba man, I want to tell my own Yoruba brothers and sisters to stop hoping that one day this contraption is going to work for us, because our own parents, your own fathers, they actually probably believed when they were your age, they believed that all that was needed was to be patriotic in their own little way. Maybe they were not so patriotic, because at least, look at it, if they were so patriotic, they would probably have nipped this in the bud, right? Even before we were born. It wouldn't have become my fight. It wouldn't have become your own fight. Nigeria gained independence 62 years ago. 62 years ago. Everything was fine a little bit way until 1966, when they decided to end their regionalism, force everybody together. And guess what? Maybe many of you watching me right now, you were not born then. Oh, those of you who are older, in your 60s, in your 70s, in your 80s, you were among those who probably felt like, oh, it was going to be good. Oh, we're going to have to work hard. Then right before your eyes, your very eyes, everything changed to what we have today, right? So if you as a young person right now, you are jumping up and down for Tifnumbu, that means you are for one Nigeria. If you are jumping up and down for Atifku, it means you are for one Nigeria. If you are jumping up and down for Showore, that means you are for one Nigeria. If yours is to express your own admiration for Peter Obi, oh my dear, you are up for one Nigeria. I don't have anything against you. The only way I disagree with you, what kind of that Nigeria do you want? How exactly are you actually going to pursue that one Nigeria? I mean, that one Nigeria that you want, in a way that it won't continue to suffocate me. It won't continue to deny me my own right. It won't continue to be the threat to my life. Because if you as a Yoruba man, as an Igbo man, a Fulani man or a Hausa man, a Christian or a Muslim, a Northerner or a Southerner, I mean from wherever you come from, and you are for any of these guys, right? That means you are for one Nigeria. You are a threat to my life. You are a threat to my safety. You are a threat to my own good existence. And you are actually a threat to yourselves too. You have the right to be and make your choices. Now listen to this. If you are for Atifku, you are from the old block, the same system that destroyed us, the same system that looted us, the same system that stole our future. If you are for Tifnumbu, APC, Egbekegbe, you are for those who have actually stolen our future as well, looting them as they can right now, borrowing the destiny of those who are not even alive now, borrowing them away, right? If you are for more Yeleshure, you are probably saying you could do away and end these two hegemony, APC, PDP. You could be a friend on the side. But how hell do you going to do that? How in the hell do you going to do that? If you are for Peter Obi, as many of you have chosen so far, of course, you are also for one Nigeria. Then you believe that you could do away with the PDP, APC. Many people are laughing at you. They are not laughing at you because they believe you couldn't do it. They are laughing at you because you are so ignorant of what power truly means in a disjointed Nigeria, in a system that is given to you, dictatorial democracy given to you by the puppet masters, the owners of Nigeria. You want to create something so good, something so beautiful, something that will benefit all from something so terrible. You are not paying attention to that, and good luck to you. So people want to see you do away and end, right? Over time, you said you don't want the Nigeria that Tifnubu represents. You don't want the Nigeria that Atif could represent. But you are likely lying to yourselves if you say you are for Peter Obi. When the power eventually changes hands, you are going to have to learn how to live with the PDP, learn how to live with the APC. And guess what? Oh, you're going to be so disappointed. But again, I won't fight you. I won't disparage you. I won't even discourage you. You know why? Because it seems that clearly you are telling yourself that you don't want the same Nigeria that is killing us. But having to be interested in this Nigeria at all through this same rigged system makes you a threat. Not only to yourselves, you are a threat to people like myself because you want to create something from a dictatorial democracy and you are living in that your own bubble right now. But the fact that you don't like a system, the fact that the Nigeria rigged system pushed you into this, the fact that you belong to the young people who have decided that you will never be part of this weaponized rigged system, you are going to fight for something different. That's why I'm going to call you my friends. In the next coming days, coming weeks, I'm going to continue to call you my friends. I won't call you obedient yet because I want to encourage you. You are coming from you are just like a chip from the block of that system, that a demography that they have called inconsequential. Now you have now politicized your own anger, politicized your own your disagreement with the system, even though one way or the other you are charting a course that is still pretty much going to keep the same system in place, abandon you, and allow you to lick your wounds. But somehow, if that's going to be a starter, then you are my friends. You will be my friend. With that condition. But as a Yoruba man, I want to walk into a place in Yoruba land and make a Yoruba man, you that is watching me right now, I want to make you passionate about Yoruba land. So passionate enough that you will reject everything that is happening to us right now. I am going to make you do that. And guess what? The moment you reject what is happening in Yoruba land right now, everything, you are going to call for an independent Yoruba nation. You are going to understand why you should ask for that. You are going to see reason why it is the most important thing you will ever do in your life as a Yoruba man. Even though you have your right to all your choices, this is also a choice. And it can become the priority. I want to be that Yoruba man that is going to tell you that we are a people that can build heaven on this earth, united by so many things. I want to be that Yoruba man. I don't want to be a unity beggar. I want to make an average Yoruba man that is walking on the streets to think and dream and act and walk and live and die for what is for Yoruba land. If you are that person, honestly speaking, if the larger populace of Yoruba land gets to that Zionic stage, the battle is half won. Because as they say, nobody has ever in history, nowhere in history is written or recorded that army of volunteers were ever defeated. A purpose. Yoruba's purpose in Nigeria right now is not defined. It's never defined. And you should tell yourselves this truth. The passion you have right now for one Nigeria as a Yoruba man is a disservice to what you should be having a passion for. And that is the nation where you come from. A nation where you have similar destiny, where you are supposed to have one united purpose as a people, a progressive mind that cut across politics, commerce, science, education, name it. All of these are currently being subdued, being sat upon, being managed to be buried by the one Nigeria. They made us lose our purpose. We cannot allow the coming generation to follow this same trajectory. It will be a total disservice to them. I, as a Yoruba man, I, Mayegun General, I want to be that ambassador that will tell the coming generation, one Nigeria is a ruse. Wasting your energy, your resources trying to make it work, it's like wastage or a waste of lifetime. Why would you waste your life trying to make a Nigeria work when nobody allowed you or would allow you to make a genuine contribution into addressing the differences of all these over 250 ethnic nationalities in Nigeria? You can call them 250 countries. That's a number. Malta is a country. Their population is no more than 600,000 people. There are countries that many of you are looking up on social media today because of what Nigeria has done to you individually, collectively. You want to jackpot? You are looking for a place to go to. Most of these countries that you want to go to, their population are not up to one local government in your Nigeria, in Yoruba land. Seriously, I am not joking. Then you have a place, Nigeria, the crippled giant of Africa, the burden of Africa. Not a blessing in any way. With over 250 countries, nations, with their own languages, culture, tradition, politics, governance, commerce, defense, science, name it. They are fused and forced together with this proviso. No choice. They are not given a choice. Not even a choice to decide if they want to be part of this or not. They handed them a book. They called it a constitution. Rule